Let's go dancing. I wanna go dancing with you all night dancing. Let's go dancing. I wanna go dancing with you all night dancing. Let's go dancing. I wanna go dancing with you all night dancing. Let's go dancing. I wanna go dancing with you all night dancing. Let's go dancing. I wanna go dancing with you all night dancing. Let's go dancing. I wanna go dancing with you all night dancing. Let's go dancing. I wanna go dancing with you all night dancing. Let's go dancing. I wanna go dancing with you all night dancing. Let's go dancing. Dancing, 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 I wanna go dancing with you all night dancing. Let's go dancing. I wanna go dancing with you all night dancing. Let's go dancing. I wanna go dancing with you all night dancing. Let's go dancing. I wanna go dancing with you all night.
The Lord, it's Thursday and we meet each other again. The WIP crew is ready for this virtual event. The scenes might be rough, but we will have a jolly time. Is everybody here? Are the avatars in line? There's so much going on in the NFT world. It seems like uncharted sea. Let Matthew and Rizzle guide us through. The speaker is ready and so are we. Let's keep sailing on the metaverse. Thursdays when the lightning strikes. So listen up, there's a lot to learn. Keep the treasure in your sight. Please no one get the veggie draw. Just upgrade your microphone. Together we're strong, we ain't gonna stop. Welcome to the WIP Meetup.
Boom. Quick mic check. Am I sounding okay?
Crisp.
Crisp. Thank you very much. This is Matthew, aka Nifty Time. Welcome back to the WIP. This is going to be a fun one today. One full of more Rizzle than usual, but also simultaneously less Rizzle than usual. Rizzle's touching grass with his family, so I'm holding it down, and then I have a whole cast of fake Rizzles that are helping me hold things down. So it's going to be a fun one. Excited that we have the legend, A.L. Crego, back in the house, about 3.5 years to the day from their first appearance back in 2020, in September, when they first hopped on. So really excited to take a flying tour, as, like, of course we have to do. Since we have the amazing Ground Zero spot in Hyperfy. So we have about 6 of his works set up so that AL is going to take us on a tour into each of those pieces, give us some background, and probably a whole bunch of surprises and aspects that we hadn't realized up until that point. Make sure you follow him on Twitter if you don't already. Also, he has a live auction going on over on the art market from the good friends Fake Whale over on Object. So make sure you check that out if you haven't. It is right here in the link. Following that, we have doing a complete 180 from the art side of things. We have a really dank pirate adventure that we're going to go on, designed by Snail. And I was testing it out earlier. There's a boat race, and it's so smooth. It's so fun. Really excited to bring everyone into that part of Hyperfy after we finish up that flying tour. And quick show, just make sure you go over Streaker Points or streakpoints.com. Stay streaking. It's been fun to watch that grow. We had a halfway dank design update that went out, default dark because it's always metaverse or midnight in the metaverse, and added profiles, just make it easier for folks to see what's going on. Next up, whole bunch of point games and monetization. Anyway, outside of that, like I mentioned, we have fake Rizzles in the house. I'm going to pass the mic to the first fake Rizzle. Try to guess who that fake Rizzle may be, but fake Rizzle number one, unmute and take it away, sir.
Dude, is this thing on?
Perfect.
Dude, I've been spending all morning vacuuming hot Cheetos off of the carpet. My kids are going crazy, driving everyone nuts. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know how I got here. Hey y'all, you know who this is. This is Rizzle. Shout out to everybody who's here right now. I don't know how I even got here. I don't know how I ever get here every Thursday, but I'm here. And we're all here, and we should just do some awesome, low effort, amazing things together. You know, I look forward to this all the time. I never know how these people come here and speak. I don't even know how to speak half of the time, but it's great. It's awesome. This is all awesomeness. We've been building a bunch of things at the WIP Ground Zero here. We have some amazing builders. They place things in places, and I just stand around and look. And it's great. It's fun. It's awesome. I just spent the past week, doing low effort things, disrespecting people in the space like I normally do, subtweeting people, rabble-rousing, throwing Rizzle blocks at them because they all deserve it. Because they all deserve it. Today's going to be great, y'all. We got some, just like Matthew just said, we have some great things on the way. We have a nice little cool, awesome, amazing tour with Crego. Then we're going to shift gears and visit Snail's parcel. That looks like fun. That looks so colorful and amazing. He's doing way more work than me, and I love it. It's awesome. It's incredible. Oh, by the way, that's going to be led by Rizzle 2. It's the second fake Rizzle. If second fake Rizzle wants to unmute and introduce himself, by all means, feel free to do so. You know how it is, audio problems. You know, that's neither here nor there. We usually break everything. I'm actually very happy to hear, or not hear, that shit is broken once again. So kudos to you, WIP fam. You know, you are undefeated when it comes to audio being totally demolished and destroyed by all of us together. Oh, and WIP fam, by the way, we're broke. You know, we're like metaverse broadcasting, but all the wires are crossed and we just talk to ourselves. But if you're looking to donate to us, by all means, feel free to do so at the WIP Meetup.eth. And sorry, I've just been chilling. And I forgot the rest of my own spiel. I usually just wing it, you know. Low effort life. It's all low effort life. So anyway, let's kick this off. Let's kick this tour off. Do we have? Let's see. Okay, we do have him here. Hey, Crego. Let's actually kick off your tour right now. We see everybody here in the. Oh. Here you go.
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me now?
Hey, yeah, what's going on, man? All right, so the link to WIP Ground Zero is right here in the general chat channel. I'm going to direct everyone to stage right. Well, actually, no, it's stage left, which would be your audience right. What that means is just look up and to the right, and you're going to see a bunch of little screens, little black and white screens. Go float over to that. And we are going to do the damn thing. AL, once you're ready to kick this off, give me the heads up, and I will guide us from the first piece onward.
Sure,
Sound good?
I was trying to know why I was listening, duplicated the sound, and it was because it was in the web on too, I think. So yeah, I'm ready here, and thanks for the invitation. And you said 2.5 years already, because time passed so fast here in the metaverse, mate. So thanks again for hosting me.
No, thank you for being here, man. Thank you for being here. We love your work and we love you. And you do more work than I do. I just tend to wing it and talk a bunch of shit in the metaverse, man.
No, you do a lot of work. I mean, I do my gifts and my looks, but all this place is huge, and you are always working on pushing the. I only just do pieces, mate. So I think the ecosystem is built for others, not for me. So I do appreciate that people as you and many more are keeping this ecosystem alive, because the world doesn't move only with art, So big up for everybody, for the artists and for the builders also.
Thank you, man. They don't call me Rizzle for nothing.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so let's start at the first. Which piece exactly? What does it look like, so I can corral everybody to the right
The one
spot?
I don't care the one you prefer, but I think it's interesting. Maybe the guillotine, because it's one of the oldest. Actually, they are all. I think old, because when I was asked to pick some pieces, I prefer to choose some older ones, because I am aware that people that is knowing my work nowadays, or maybe from 2 or 3 years ago, they think that I only do this kind of giftagism, like this pixel work, but I did many other works. So I prefer to choose some older works and with different techniques, because I don't only do one kind of gift. So for example, in this one of the guillotine, if you want, I can explain where it came, because it's a bit old already.
Hey, AL, hold on 1 second. Hey, once again, y'all, we have the link to the tour in the chat channel. Actually, let me update the coordinates so everybody can just come right to me, or if not, look up and try to find a piece that looks black and white, and that'll just be like a little guide for you. 1 moment.
Yeah, I'm sorry, sometimes when you speak, I don't know if you're talking to me or with the chat. So sorry, because I'm very bad in this kind of meeting. So
a lot of times I love to hear my own voice, and I love to hear other people say Rizzle 20 or 30 times. So normally when I speak, I like to hear echoes in the voice channel, but I'm speaking to everyone in this case.
yeah, okay.
The proverbial everyone, the general everyone. Hey, the coordinates are updated. If you're too lazy like me to fly over, I normally just find myself in places and then I suddenly make it awesome as fuck. Cool. Thank you. There's a spiral on the floor.
Yeah, thanks for including too. I haven't sent this one, I think, so you pick it, I think.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we also have, I believe, Fake Rizzle 2 shared some. He shared some of his own personal works of yours that he loved. Oh, stop dancing! I don't know, Brookhawk.
Yeah, I know. I never saw so big this one. So thanks again.
Yeah. So it's like we love you here. At the WIP we love people who present. We love people, even though it may come across as if like I hate people. I love people, and we love you.
I can feel it, yeah. And I share a lot of things you said usually, so we are in the same page, I think.
All right, AL. So walk us through, man. Like, let's talk about some cool shit.
Well, I'm not sure if I am is my best skill, to guide people about that, but I can focus on the pieces and speak about them, and then people can take their conclusions, because I usually work alone, and hardly ever I guide people or whatever. So I'm not a good guy, I think. So maybe I can start speaking about we can go from down to up, and then if people have questions about the technical side or the idea, it's always a pleasure for me to explain them. But let's say that with this one of the guillotine, It's from 2017, if I remember okay. And initially it was made about a series. I was mixing, torture machines and technology. Actually, I think it's Metagate here that he knows also about this series because he owns another of the series. Is the knives one that I mix with microchips and so on. And this one, how can I explain? I usually enjoy mixing very old things with very new things because let's say that humans are always evolving, but the technology is a kind of map to see our evolution. And when I was doing this piece, I studied a lot, about when I was thinking about torture machines, I find that technology, despite we use it for good purposes in the history of humans, it was always a kind of guide to, for war things. The technology is always thinking how to damage people. And nowadays, after this piece is some years ago, and I feel it, let's say, contemporary, because nowadays with the cancel culture and all these things, I try to do a metaphor between the old times that people was decapitated in public, in the square, like in the French Revolution, and all these things. And nowadays with the cancel culture and all these things on the web, that if you do something wrong, you are one step ahead of being decapitated. So I try to mix the iconic image of a guillotine with a motherboard and with a lot of LED lights, because nowadays it's not the bulb anymore, it's the LED. And it's a kind of aggressive in some way, I think, because the connotation they have and the red lights. But when I see it, I still think it's present. And the more time passes, I think it will be present because a guillotine will be always in our head. So. And this is only one. I think the series is 6 pieces, or I can't remember now. I have the one in Maker's Place that I mentioned to Metagate is the knives one. But this I choose this one because it's, I don't know how many years old, but from 2017, and each time I see it, I think it's more actual than ever. I will name it cancel culture nowadays. Even so, it's called 993 kilobytes because it's the megas that occupies. It's a very small GIF, and it's fun to see it here so big because it's a small GIF, but in a huge place. So I enjoy seeing it I never thought, to be honest, to see this piece, 8 years ago, to see it inside the metaverse. So thanks for again for the chance to see it like here.
Yeah, that's I love it. I'm a fan. I would have bought it. It's and it looks really nice here in the WIP parcel. Oh, and hey, y'all, by the way, if you have any questions, please direct them to the Question Guy show. I'm sure he's gonna go off on a long tangent with a question that doesn't make any sense, but please throw them at him anyway. Can.
Sure, and stop me because I can be speaking about one piece for 1 hour. So stop me, and we can go to the next one. And if you want, at the end, we can go back to each one, or if there is some questions. So no problem about that.
Oh no, dude! Please keep going. I can listen to you for hours, and we're just corralling questions as we fly around and do great things. Let's keep going. Yeah. I agree with Matthew. Let's fly up to Inner Search while we continue on. This is going good so far.
Yeah, actually, I will say that all my work is always speaking about the same. I don't remember the writer that he said that we all speak about the same, but from different points of view, because all my work is a kind of critique about technology, about philosophy, about, anthropology, and this kind of reflections about the world we live. So in the next one, the Inner Search, the guy that is swimming in a huge pool, is related in some way, because I remember I did this. This is from, I think, 2017 or 2016. So I can't remember exactly, but it's already all. I remember I did it. The name is actually the name is a short of let me explain. When I create these GIFs, most of them are born from a little quote I wrote before. Nowadays it's funny because nowadays we call them prompts. People write a prompt and AI creates an image. I was doing the same, but using myself as an AI, let's say, because the quote of this one is, Inner Search is not in the web history. And I call it like this because as I always understood the web since I was, child, as let's say, decentralized place out of social networks, Facebook and Instagram and all these things. I only use Tumblr. And my work was spread in all the web, and people started to find my work. But for the fact that I was never in Facebook or Instagram, people thought that I wasn't existing, but I was. So the title that inner search is not in the web history, this is what I mean, that despite you don't see all my, my history on the web, on the main places like Facebook, Instagram, and all these things, does not mean that I was developing as an artist, So this piece is a metaphor of, let's say that this guy is me swimming in a huge pool that is the web, surrounded by these little lines that are data, that, all the information. Because all these past years, and now I am on Twitter finally, because I have to jump in when crypto art started to, as I usually say, to acquire a voice, because my work was already on the web, but not me. So I back in the days, I felt like this, people using my work and stealing it and using by big people and magazines and TVs and celebrities. But it was mine. It was not born from nothing. So I felt like that, like this, like swimming, against the data, because I was seeing all on my computer, but I couldn't have a chance to speak about it because I didn't want to enter Facebook to say, hey, these 2 million of likes are from my work. It's not for you to post it, And I felt like this, like swimming in an eternal pool at when this will end. Paradoxically, when I entered Twitter and crypto art, I felt that I had to start from zero again. I didn't care because I am still here nowadays working, but this work of inner search, I mean that when we see an artist profile on the web, we are not seeing the whole vision of their work, But back in the days, maybe it was the lack of information, and nowadays is the saturation of information. So when people try to dig in our work, maybe they find a lot of information. Most times not even written by us, so maybe people can feel a bit disoriented, but in this GIF it was a metaphor about that, and I usually say I find GIF format perfect to illustrate quotes, as I usually say that quotes are like verbal GIFs. It's a little short text that repeats in our head. And GIF for me is the same, but without words. So, and actually, when I was younger, I wanted to be a writer, but later I discovered that photography is a language, also video, and later, more later, I found that GIF can be also a whole language, not only for memes and cats, because it's my, in my real life, when I meet somebody and people ask me, what do you do for your living? I do GIFs. I say I do GIFs. They usually understand that I do memes and cats and funny things, but it's not about that. Is to try to elevate this format to something artistical, and since then I am on it. I am totally committed because I feel very comfortable mixing all what I know about photography, video, animation, literature in a GIF. I think this is only 4 seconds. So for me, the shortest a GIF is, the better. And of course, this is maybe my only point of view, but I defend that they must be seamless loop, because GIF allows seamless loop. So in this case, it's I try to embrace all these things I said now in a short GIF, and this is why I call it inner search, because your inner search is not seen by others, only if they try to. So, and I repeat, stop me because I can speak a lot for each one. So we can go to the next one. That is to stop is to advance. That is kind of related too with this one, because I am talking now about this one of the shoes hanging in the wire, and it has a similar meaning because this again, it was born for a quote. I have, I think, more than 50,000 quotes, and some of them I translated into GIFs. And this one was another one that it was in a world that runs so fast, to stop is to advance. So I titled it To Stop is to Advance, and I was referring the same because when, let's say that since social networks start to appear, despite I was always close to technology and and computers and so on, while my friends were not aware and not giving importance to it, it was not until social networks arrived that everybody in the world start to pay attention to internet. And it suddenly, I felt that everything started to run so fast. Like people changed from not giving importance to internet, and suddenly everybody was interested on internet, but not in internet, only on social networks. So I was feeling my friends that always rejected the web, instantly jumping inside Instagram and Facebook. And I was looking from outside, like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you going so fast? This can be linked. It will be another more political speech, I think, but about the data trafficking and how the most wealthy companies nowadays in the world were making millions about selling our data. This is another reason I never wanted to take part on Facebook, on Instagram. It's a more ethical approach. So I remember that one day I was in Coruña, is where I was living by then. This is from 2018 too. And let's say that I learned a lot of photography, not in a studio, not at home, but in street photography, because my work is also very close to street art. And I learned to, let's say, to read lights and motion in the street, because in the street photography you don't have models to pose, or you have to be very quick about seeing something on the street, or a gesture, or a sight, and I remember seeing this. Let's say that in the picture itself, imagine this look without the shoes, because the original photo was without the shoes, none of them. But I remember the hanging shoes that I think depending on the country you are, it means a different thing. Here in Spain, when we see these shoes hanging, it means that somebody in the neighborhood has died, and it's a kind of remember for them or whatever. I have read that, for example, in Brazil, I think it was, it says that there is a drag point around, so something like this. So, but I wanted to turn this, let's say, iconic symbol of the two shoes hanging as a way of symbolize that everybody is going so fast in the web, because the electricity is how we move nowadays, electricity and light. And let's say that myself, or people who wanted to take more slowly this evolution, more trying to understand what is happening, are the hanged shoes. And it's a kind of let's say, a kind of saying that, hey, let's slow down, let's try to read better what we are doing in the web, and let's try to have a better focus, because in a world that runs so fast, it's like when you are in a train. If you are stopped, you already are advancing, but if you are running inside the train, you are going much faster, and maybe this can cause a crash, when it stops. So, because despite I love internet and technology, I have the feeling that we are going so fast, and this fast is not, this speed is not allowing us sometimes to understand the landscape around, and to take things, slowly to understand them. So the same happened with crypto art, as we saw. Everything was so fast that everybody was crazy, running behind hypes and so on. And I am a guy that usually take things slowly but constant. So I prefer to have a better understanding of the environment rather than running behind hypes. So this is a metaphor again about that. A lot of people running in the wire over the electricity, going fast and fast, while in the middle there is a guy waiting to see what happens. And again, as a gift, because this attitude of the human side is always the same. Even nowadays with technology, maybe 100 years ago with electricity, maybe in the past, and so I think it's a metaphor about how I see the world of the web. Let's say, So these two pieces, we can see that they are linked some way about this reflection. As I said in the beginning, I think we always say the same with different point of view. So if you want, we can jump into the next one. In the color one or the black and white. You help me here.
Let's do slices of time first, just so we don't forget that on the way up, if that's cool.
Is the black and white?
Yeah.
It's
the one with the black and white bird.
Yeah, despite it's different. I will say that the original picture was took maybe 20 meters far from the other side, because it's the same city, but but much before, because this one, the black and white of the birds, is from 2014. And I remember perfectly, because it was when, some weeks before I entered Tumblr finally, because for me it was a world, because I didn't want to be on Instagram or Facebook, so I found Tumblr because I chose Tumblr because it was the place on the web that where GIF art was more appreciated, let's say. And I was seeing a lot of GIF artists doing good GIFs, and I found mostly them on Tumblr. And by then I was again digging a lot with street photography, and I didn't have a good camera or a video camera so. And by then I think it was maybe even earlier in 2013 or 12 when the technique of cinemagraph appeared, or somebody give it a name. And at the same time, I was fascinated by this kind of loops that repeat themselves, because actually this GIF is only, if I remember okay, 6 frames. So I started to use the city, the streets, not only as for documenting street art, but use the street as a canvas itself. So I started to record a lot of quick videos of birds and people and these kind of things to try to get this. How can I explain? For me, GIFs, let me say, pictures portrayed instants, videos portrayed lapses, from A to B, but GIFs portrayed moments. A moment, the etymology of moment involves motion. So I found a perfect, parallelism with GIFs, because GIFs capture moments, and in this GIF that is only 6 frames, you can capture the whole moment of a bird passing by. It's the same bird. There are no different birds. It's the same bird, but cloning it and repeating it. And I've done hundreds of these ones. So I found this nice composition next to the beach in Coruña, and I placed my camera with a tripod and start to shot a lot of them. And this is, I call it slices of time, because time we are constant moments. We don't live, for in packs of hours or in micro instant of milliseconds. I usually explain that GIFs are memories. Our memories run in GIF format. When you remember of a concert, for example, you don't remember the whole concert. Neither you don't remember a frame. You remember, excerpts, little excerpts of, the high points or the low points. So I tried with this kind of GIFs that repeat itself to capture this moment. And it was nice because I was finding how to use the street further than street art, but using the street as a canvas. And again, it's related with this kind of, how can I say, this kind of way I understand the world, by moments. A lot of moments are lost. A lot of moments mean nothing. But with GIF, you can capture them. And in street photography, when I was doing only photography, I was feeling this lack of capture, because if I record a video, you capture a lot of things. And sometimes, like in a film, you miss a lot of things. If I took a picture, I was feeling that I was missing some movement. And then when Cinemagraph appeared, I think, okay, now I can capture moments and use Cinemagraph technique that helps to keep a GIF in low size, because I don't know if you're aware, but Cinemagraph is a technique of GIFs that allows you to how can I explain? Allows you to preserve motion only where the motion is happening. So all the rest of the image has no weight in megas, only where the motion is. If you realize there is no motion or grain of film in the background clouds, so there is no motion there. So the GIF understands there is no information there. And this is the reason this GIF is only, I think, 70 kilobytes or no more. And when I discovered that, for me, it's something interesting, like bonsais. Bonsais are nice because they are small. And I think this is a usual problem, because when people try to do GIFs, they design, 4K videos, huge videos, and they can't fit them inside a GIF. It's like if you go to take a sequoia in the forest, and then you try to put the sequoia inside a pot. It's impossible. You have to grow up the sequoia since the seed to have a small tree at home. So for me, I love the GIF for this, because it requires a lot of skills to fit something big in something small. So this is another example of them using this kind of loops, repetitive loops, and maybe it's only myself, but I love getting hypnotized by GIFs. This is one of the reasons I decided to start to do GIFs. When I saw some other people in Tumblr, I got hypnotized watching GIFs from other people, and I thought, I want to create that. I want to create a kind of hypnosis that makes you stop in the web to see, And this is the reason I say that GIFs are a little oasis of time on the web. because when you see a video, up to date, nobody sees, in Twitter, for example, if you post a video of 1 minute, very few people will watch it fully. If you post a picture, maybe 2 seconds, maybe 3. But if a GIF is good, people get hypnotized on them. So, it's a kind of also a trick of claiming for attention. Like, hey, look me, I want to hypnotize you. So these kind of repetitive motions are familiar with the human mind. In the same way, when we stare at a fireplace or a waterfall or a river, it's thousands of years enjoying loops. And this is the reason I say that loop is the most human artistic format, not film, not picture, because we don't see life in video or in pictures. We see in loops. So this is the one. I have thousands of them, but this is the one I choose because it's one of the first I understood what could I do with this format and the concept of moment and so on. And in the next one that is related with this is the same, let's say, but in color, because yes, I do also works with color, but this opens, let's say, a chance to explain why I work in black and white mostly too, because it has to be with, let's say, it has a philosophical reason and a technical reason. Let's say quickly that the philosophical reason is because during time, I realized that I was more interested in the thing, not in the color. For example, if I want to do something with a car, I don't care the color of the car. I care about the concept of car. It doesn't matter the color it is for me. It's a car. So if you can create an idea with a car, the color for me, most times, of course, there is exceptions. I prefer to use black and white. But in this case, of course, and it's nice because it fits with the background of your own meta place with this kind of pastel pink. And it's something, this one is also from 2017 when I was in Marseille working for a art residency with a street artist there that was curated by Borondo. And in my free time, I was working in an attic and I was having a very good views and with this kind of sunset. And usually I look at birds a lot because I love the traces they do and the direction. So I record this with my camera with this video. And I think if you focus only on one bird, I think it was more than 40 seconds of video. But again, using the technique I explained previously of the clones, you can capture a whole trajectory of a bird. Maybe here there are 3 or 4, but and the same, because when you look at this kind of pieces, you don't know where it starts or where it ends. And this is I usually defend that a good GIF never starts or never ends, and this is what creates the visual mantra that makes you look and maybe I am wrong, but it creates a kind of meditatory state in your mind when you see this kind of pieces. And for me, art is about that. It's not about glitching and flashing, and because it annoys me my vision. But this kind of seamless loops, it's like a visual mantra to stop and to stare at it. But nothing more to say. Let's say that this one is not as the previous one with metaphor or whatever. This is pure aesthetics, pure visual pleasure, and no more. It was only the sky was beautiful and the colors of the gradients. And this is also, I think it's 60 frames or something like this, and it's 10 megas is bigger than the other ones. And about the cinematograph technique, if you realize the sea is not moving, it's stopped, so there is no information for the GIF there, so no less megas. It's only the traces of the birds. So this, I insist that people should understand better the cinematograph technique because this allows to do a lot of new things. Despite it's all more than 10 years ago, but I still thinking that is a good chance to understand the format. Because for people, as far as I know, it's people understand GIF as a format to feel. It's a kind of container. And I understand GIF format, as doing origami with this container, because it's a whole language. And inside is, I usually say that I don't do GIF art. In the same way, we don't do JPG art or MP4 art. It's a whole format. And inside GIF, you can use, motion graphics. You can do generative art. You can do photography, video, painting. So I try to mix all I know inside this format. And of course, they are all my GIFs videos previously. But I still think that GIF as I usually explain too, that GIF was born for and by the web. And this links again with the need I had 10 years ago about a way of linking my work with the blockchain, because I never had proof to prove that these GIFs were mine. And nowadays, thanks for crypto art and NFTs, I have it. So I still think that crypto art and NFTs have future, mostly for online digital art, as I usually say too. So sorry if I speak a lot, but yeah, as you're not stopping me, I can keep talking. So
No, this is perfect. And then if we all fly up, I shared the link right above to make it a little bit easier to find. We have the last work, We Are Slaves to Our Own Freedom. It's kind of perfect that the last three works have kind of featured.
Yeah, they fit indeed. Yeah, because this work, the black and white, the fence becoming birds, is one of my favorites. At the same time, one of my most hated ones, because it was, I think it's my most stolen work since it's from 2014, I think. Let's say that in the way it was born was, some kind of ideas take 1 minute to have, but years to develop. And another kind of ideas take years to have and seconds to develop. And this is this kind of ones, because in all my journey in art and in life and so on, we artists always want to be free and do whatever we want and so on. And I wrote a quote in 2011 that was the title of this one. The quote was, "We are the slave of our own freedom," because the more we look for our freedom, the more we feel we are finding new chains or new things we attach to. And it was, I remember perfectly, it was in 2014 when I was, in my street photo walks, I take a seat and I was watching, this kind of fence next to a garden. And I realized that if I crop this, I could turn them into birds. So I instantly go to home, download a image of a fence and start. I did it, I think, in 1 hour, or more, because it's easy to do this piece. Actually, I see it nowadays, and I could do it nowadays much better. But I like it like this because it's one of my first GIF art, let's say, like this. And if you realize in the background, there is a book, actually. I think it was a Arthur C. Clarke book I was reading by them, because I understand that, knowledge and reading and literature is what make us free, in summarizing learning. So I love it, but just after I posted in Tumblr, it went viral, and a lot of people was using it for, let's say for their benefit, because I found it being the cover of a lot of songs of, for big DJs. I remember it was Boris Brecha was using it in YouTube with millions of views. Of course, no credit. Televisions, newspapers, and the one that hurt me most, it was from Alejandro Jodorowsky. It is an artist, very old nowadays. He's 90 years old, but he's very famous artist, and he was using it to promote his book in Facebook. And I realized, because my friends wrote me, hey, because I used to admire Jodorowsky, and I speak with my friends about Jodorowsky a lot. And they told me, hey, did you see that he's using your work in promoting his book? And what the fuck? So I contacted him, of course not him, his lawyers, but not because he was using. I only asked him to credit my work. But they say, no, it's from the web. No, it's not from the web. I have done it, so please credit, and don't change the title, because I changed the title. So it was a fight for 3 months, speaking with his lawyers to, or you're the late, or just credit my work, because you're making money selling your books, using my work to promote it. And this was the day I stopped to admire blindly some icons of the culture, as this guy, as Jodorowsky. And I don't want to mention the artist, but years later, when I arrived to crypto art, I found that another guy did not another version. He just updated with his style, but the idea is the same. And actually, I wrote him, and he told me, yes, I did it because I see yours, and he told me that we should be minting together, so people could see mine from 2014 and his from 2020, I think it was. But one day I wake up and he told me, hey, I already minted and sold it by 5 Ethereums. And I told him, oh shit. No, because we know how things in crypto art work, that if you mint something before another, I'm not agree, but it's like, okay, this is the first. Even if you did it 10 years ago, this is my most usual problem. So each time I see this piece, I am happy for it. But at the same time, it brings me a lot of headaches because I never had, support from anybody. I am from a place that I am in a rural place that I don't have access to museums or cinemas or whatever. So all what I did was my own effort. So when I saw later, celebrities or people with a strong support, selling my work always felt painful. But nowadays it's okay, it's kind of I have to accept how life goes. I don't know. It's curious, this piece. So I want update it. I could do it better nowadays, but for me it must be like this because it's a milestone. Let's say that I am proud. Even nowadays, other people think it came from another place or from another artist. And even today, I receive emails or DMs say, "Did you see that? Did you see that?" Of course, I see it. And, of course, because nowadays in Twitter we know each other all, and I see a lot of things. And okay, I will prefer stay silent, despite I know I talk a lot, but not more about these things. Or so. And it's metaphoric because we are slaves of our own freedom is the title, and at the end is what this gift caused in my life. I am now a slave of this piece, despite it's one of my faves, is one of my most hated ones too. So it's a paradox, and actually I love paradox. But what I don't like is when people steal. If you steal, credit, no problem about it. I only say credit when you use inspiration from other artists, because when people see these works or another ones, maybe the collectors will find in the credit artists more things that they will like to collect or to appreciate. It's a win-win for everybody. So no more to say about that, but I hope it's understood how these 5 or 6 works connected, because as I said at the beginning, all what I say is always the same. Sometimes I feel I repeat myself. At the same time, I think, yes, I repeat myself. I do GIFs. It's obvious I repeat myself, So I feel comfortable with GIF format and repeating myself. Even so, I try to evolve and always looking for new techniques. And this is why I'm mostly black and white nowadays, black and light, because I mostly don't use gradients anymore. It's pure black and white. And it has to do with the size of the GIF and the size of them. I felt in love with pure black and white, but I work even today with colors, but not too much.
Oh my God, man! I was so excited for today to hear you unpack and just talk about your work process, your philosophy. This has been beautiful. I know there's several questions that Show will relay to you. Show, not fake Rizzle, number 1, just to be clear. Just no misunderstanding there. But I do have to say that the one thing that really stopped me in my tracks was when you said that GIFs are like an oasis on the web, and how they hypnotize and hold you compared to videos that people don't have time to watch in their entirety, or still images that people just, it's 2 seconds and gone. That's pretty much everything. But yeah, we'll stop there.
No, thanks for giving me the chance to speak, because sometimes in Twitter I feel that I feel limited in in only some lines to explain all these things. So I do appreciate when people ask you, give me space to speak, and because it kind of liberating me because I have tons of things to say inside me. So I do appreciate it, mate, really. And thanks for this space and the way you are giving soul to the web too. Thank you, mate.
Hey y'all, how's my audio? My 2x2, 5x5, what's up?
Hello, nice to meet you, mate.
Hey, what's going on, man? Okay, we have a question from Hidden Forces. He would like to know, at what moment did you understand that the art world was finally coming to where you've been for so long?
It's a hard question, but I think paradoxically it was thanks for street art, in the sense that there was one day, I remember in 2013, more than less, when I was doing a lot of street art photo, because I don't paint in the streets. I did a couple of things, but mostly I was the guy with the camera helping street artists to document their work and so on. And one day I thought, street art is not street art, it's web art, because 90% of street art is seen on the web. You understand? Because I never saw a Banksy in my life, in real life. I don't want to either, but I know all his work, thanks for the web. And in these days, I realized that the first thing traditional artists do nowadays is take a picture to upload in the web. So I thought, okay, I will respectfully omit the step of doing something physical to translate into digital. So I will jump directly on the web. And I choose GIF format for this reason, because GIF was born for and by the web. So I think it was this the key point for me, you know.
That's awesome.
Is this a question you mean? Because I don't know if it's what you asked totally, but I think this was the click, you know, the understanding the web art, that everything we saw nowadays is online, even physical things.
Yeah. No, it was right on point, actually.
Nice question, actually. Thank you for giving the chance to explain that.
Oh yeah, that was Hidden Forces. But I want to tackle some.
Sorry, I didn't understand. I here too. Such a nice guy too. Thank you.
Yeah. So you mentioned something that caught my ear. You said that Boris Brecha and Alejandro Jodorowsky both stole your artwork.
Yeah. So Boris Brecha was in a YouTube video. I can't remember the song, but it was the first we saw of the birds in black and white, the slices of time. And I remember perfectly because my friends, I have some DJ friends, and they told me, hey, this is not yours. And I went there, and the song has, I think, 20 million views. And the funny thing, you know what it was? That the most comment, the most liked comment in the comments in YouTube was, how many bears are there? And there was a huge thread about people trying to multiplicate. Okay, the song is 630, so for each second happens there. And I was thinking at home, no, it's the same bird. It's only one bird, you know. And later, one day I wanted to show, this was before crypto art. It was 2016, I think. And I was at home with one of my DJ friends, and I told, hey, do you know that my GIF is used by Boris Brecha? Because he was showing me songs of Boris Brecha. And I like Boris Brecha. I never wrote him. And it was the song deleted. So shit, I wanted to show my friends now to flex something, but it was deleted. And the Jodorowsky is the same. Actually, there is still in my Tumblr from 2015 a post where I explain all what happened. And it was very painful because I grew up reading the books of Jodorowsky and the films and so on. I was somebody I deeply admired. But since this day, I stopped admire him. You know, his lawyers told me, you should be grateful that the master choose your work. You know, I am. I'm just asking you to credit my work, because if you credit my work, these 3 million followers he has maybe can help me to make this format, bigger and understood as art. Because I remember that in 2016, even nowadays, it's not considered a high expression of art GIF format. And this was my goal. So it was 3 months, waking up with pain, like, okay, what can I do? Finally, they said, okay, we are removing the GIF. And I said, no, I didn't ask you to remove. I only asked you to credit it. And finally, no more. But it was very symbolic, actually. So thanks for this question. It's something I won't ever forget in my life, indeed.
Yeah, that's so disrespectful that it took a documentary for this generation to even know who Jodorowsky even was, or how he even almost became mainstream and huge. So the fact that he would say that to you is so asinine, but it's like there's a reason why.
Because in his first years, it happened the same to him, because he was considered crazy, with his happenings and films and books. He was considered crazy, and no, this is not mainstream, and finally he was. So this is the point I expected that he will understand me, but I never had the chance to speak with him directly. I think that if I could, he will understand, but I speak with his lawyers, And actually, I didn't succeed about that. And he will die soon, and maybe he never know that it was me, and he using the promotion for his book. And I nowadays I don't care anymore. It's more okay. It's something that happened and something I won't ever forget. And even so, I succeed in the way that they stopped doing it. Okay, took my gift from there and pay a promoter or whatever. My work is for free for the web, but it's not for free for you to make money from it. This is one reason I was starting to think in 2014. Okay, I have to find a way to connect my gifts with the blockchain, because I remember people that the first NFT was minted by them in 2014 by Kevin McCoy, and I was aware of that. This is the reason I don't understand some are called OGs on whatever in 2020 or whatever, when we were 6 years before trying to enter this place. So anyway, we all know how narratives work in this world, and even so, I will be doing this all my life, so I don't care anymore. So thanks for bringing this up, mate.
AL, thank you so much once again. Like everyone said, there's so much wisdom that you shared, so many quotables. My mind's racing just thinking about everything. And so happy that you accepted the invitation to come speak with us and share your art once again.
Always, sure. Always, mate. I am always open to speak because I feel how can I honor it when people can want to know more than the gifts itself, because gifts are a reflection of what I do. But so when I have a chance to speak as you do, actually also let me say thank you for SnailX and Metagaze, because they too were very, I will say that Metagaze was the very first people here that approached me in Discord years ago. I won't ever forget his help either, because he curated me in some shows. Sir. He's a nice guy. Are you there, Lee?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I've been having a lot of technical issues tonight, but I've managed to actually follow along using the images that were sent. I can't get into Hyperfy, but I know the art really well, and it's been lovely hearing you talk. I actually wanted to ask a couple of questions, but I know we've got to move on soon. But I appreciate. I appreciate
you. We don't speak since time ago, but just let you know that I remember you every day, every single day, because I can't omit your help and your support and your interest in my work. So just wanted to say thank you here, and the same for SnailX, because he was one of the guys who supported me since the first days, and I do know that you understand fully my work, and this is not usual. So I feel honored for it, really.
Well, I knew your work long before I heard anything about crypto or NFTs. I knew you from Tumblr. I knew you from the earlier days anyway. I knew the name and I knew your art. But so like, when I hear you being sort of critical of the NFT space on Twitter and stuff, I do fully understand it. It's a shame the nuances of the problems and the points you make don't come across in a tweet very well. But so I often worry that you're not very happy in the space, but then you're still here. So I was interested in knowing what you still enjoy about the technology, and you must have some hope that there will be some sort of actual provenance and respectable art scene here in the long term.
I didn't know you knew my work from Tumblr before. Sorry, I think you too. So I didn't know that, because I was long before in Tumblr, and later in Twitter, I didn't know who was aware of my work. So thanks if you were checking my work in Tumblr, because I still feel it's a natural evolution. It's not that people tell me, no, you jump into crypto art. No. I was already fighting for it, but I was not minting. I was just looking at, so thanks for being aware, Nate, really.
No problem.
Well, that was a love fest that I didn't know was going to happen, but I'm so happy that it did.
Yeah, I'm feeling the love too. Actually, sometimes I forget because maybe I focus too much on the hate people and crazy people. But when this happens, is when I feel honored. Is the word, because it makes me feel nice, and the best thing is the motivation that these people bring. So expect 10 years more of work daily.
That was my point as well. Like, I just wanted to hear that you obviously do still have a love for the space. You're here now with us today, so it's nice to know that even though a lot of things make you angry, there's enough things that make you alive.
I am aware, and people told me that I work alone, I live alone, and sometimes I only have my dog to talk. So these kind of events make me put my feet on the floor and realize that there is maybe more people that support than haters. So I have to change my mindset. Indeed, I do listen to you. Sometimes it's impossible because I see some crazy stuff like I have to say something, but never is for for hate or whatever. It's because I feel injustice, not only for me, because I am aware that many other artists were fighting for this and they are being overlooked. So I will keep fighting for them, and it's natural. It's not something forced. So, but yes, you are totally right. I should take more more care about how I express in Twitter most times. Many people is telling me that, so I try to listen to them, of course.
I mean, keep doing you, but just know that there's so much like places like the WIP. Like I know you're working with Skyglope and the Fake Whale crew. There's so many real appreciators who really love your art and get it and understand it and want to learn more. So yeah, like Fake Rizzle Forces said, we got your back, hermano.
Yeah,
Thank
I do
you.
appreciate you say that. So this is the kind of words that get tattooed in my mind. So when I am in bad times, I remember all of these people. So I do appreciate your words and support, and I can't feel more honored because nowadays I can live from what I dreamed 10 years ago. So sometimes I should be more grateful. I am aware.
There we go. Well, to do a complete 180-degree shift in what we're about to do, I'm dropping the link to Snail's pirate adventure. When you're going in there, find the yellow portal. Well, first of all, I'll give folks a few seconds to jump in there. I see a bunch of people on the dock. I see Show, Iana, Patrizia. Nice to see you. So over here, a couple other folks, they're going to jump in. We're going to do a boat race. And just for the sake of time, we're going to see how long it takes to do one heat, which is one lap, and we'll see who's the top score, and we can go from there. I'm not sure if we had any prizes planned, but I'm going to put it out there. Top 3 folks that finish this, drop your ETH address, and we'll shoot you some crypto things. It could be wearables, it could be coins, it could be whatever. But I'm putting that in the pot. Cool. I'm seeing a bunch of people jump in here. For the sake of time, let's run over through this middle yellow portal. And again, this whole world, you saw the multicolor portals, was designed and built by Snail. And Snail, like myself, apparently, is a non-technical individual. So bear that in mind as you play this game, which is super smooth and just fun. And understand that that's the power of Hyperfy, apparently, which is so sick. Okay. Everyone, there's boats at the end of these little piers here. So jump in the boats. In front of you, you're going to see some smoke or steam or fog coming out of the water. Do not cross that yet. As soon as you cross that, you're going to trigger the start time. We're going to try to kick things off together all at once. So I see, who is this? Foxy Yoga, jump in a boat. I want you to race with us. And then who is this? Goop? Goop. I don't know if you're a real person. I think you may be an avatar, but jump in a boat if you're not an avatar. Okay. Everyone, let's... Oh, I stole Patricia's boat by accident. One sec. Let me get my own boat. Okay. All right, everyone, start approaching the fog in the water, but don't cross it. Okay. There we go. I see everyone lining up here. Fake Rizzle, aka Paradox. If you're here, I don't know if you have like a location to film anything. I don't know if you're filming. But I'm going to pass it to you. Okay. Can you count us down so I can focus on racing too? Is that possible? Or I can count it down for us too, whatever is more convenient for you.
I'm also racing for once.
Okay. Well, I'll count us down so we can get going. So we're going to do one heat. We're going to see how long this takes. Again, prizes, unnamed prizes for the top 3 folks. But let's have some fun over here. So we'll count ourselves down. 3, 2, 1, go. And it should go without saying, but don't run into any of the obstacles. It'll slow you down. And it's really funny because the tentacles are actually quite sticky. I can feel like how sticky they are. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but hats off to you, Snail. I'm not doing too terribly bad. Oh, fuck, just ran into a... Oh, god damn it. Oh no, not again. Those blue fish are wrecking my world right now. Okay, approaching the finish line, I think. Oh no. All right, here we go. 69 seconds, boom. Couldn't have scripted it better. Now, where is that scoreboard over here? Times. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea who actually raced today or not. Oh no, I see my name. Fake Nifty Time. Okay, so this is accurate. Let me take a snapshot. Cool. We can probably do some more racing, but just for the sake of time, want to try to get a group snapshot in. So if we want to cue Paradox's theme song, we can do that, and then we can go from there.
Just a humble cameraman looking for a tiny bit of attention. It's me, Paradox. Get your asses in line and smile for the fucking camera. No one cares about Matthew and Rizzle, that's for sure. It's about me, Paradox. I'm taking over the show.
Okay, cool. Testing. How's my mic? How am I sounding? 5x5, 2x2. Awesome. Okay, cool. Right, so if you've not been listening, I am Paradox. I'm the resident WIP videographer. This is the point of the show where we take a group photo and I collect some videos. So, if you are new to the WIP, I edit together a recap video of these events every single week, and you can catch them. They go out on Rizzle's Twitter, so keep an eye out for those. So, right, I've only just come into this space, so I don't quite know the best place to get a picture, but I'm thinking we'll get in some boats, kind of line up somewhere near the start line, and I'm going to get a group photo there. So come grab a boat, everyone, or get in someone else's boat. I'm the floating kind of yellowy cat. In the meantime, Dragon 8, do you want to play a little bit of music until everyone lines up? So come back a little bit from the start line. I'll be at the start line.
Pirate snail on Broccoli Island. Up on the hills, his flag is flying. Down on the beach, he's assembled the crew. There's Earwig,
Back up a little bit, guys.
Pirate snail sailing the seven seas. Boom, go the ketchup and jelly beans. First mate Bruce a potato.
Yeah, that's it. Cool. Line us about that.
Glug, 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 singing yo ho 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 ho. Hoist the sails and away we go. Singing yo ho 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 ho. Waving to the whale, shouting there she blows. Hooray for the pirate snail.
Good choice of music, right?
Pirate snail, fighting the storm. The ship was heavy with candy corn. Emily slipped off the mainsail line, but Rudy caught her pincher in the nick of time. Then the dark clouds parted and the sun broke through. Broccoli, ho! Shouted Batty LaRue. Rudy grabbed the wheel and gave it a spin. Boom with the jelly bean cannons again. Singing yo ho 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 ho. Hoist the sails and away we go. Singing yo ho 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 ho. Waving to the whale, shouting there she blows. Hooray for the pirate snail.
Down a little bit, Dragon 8, please. Okay, cool, right. We're just going to snap one real quick. Let's everyone jump into that middle boat. Let's all be in the same boat together. Jump, jump, jump into the middle boat. And I'm going to say we have to come back here again. This is amazing. Okay. Couple of people into that boat. Got a turtle bear that's just sat there. Nice. Okay, right. Let's get a nice little moving shot. Here we go. Pump the music.
Waving to the whale, shouting there she blows. Hooray for the pirate snail. Hooray for the pirate snail. Hooray for the pirate
Beautiful. Excellent timing. I'm pretty sure that's it for me this week. Until next week, see you later. Ciao.
Boom. Thank you so much, man.
I didn't say my outline. Paradox out.
I was like, why does that feel so awkward? Thank you so much. Everyone, like I said, the world that Snail created is so rich and dense. Please do explore that. I think we need to come back here at least maybe at the start of next week, maybe for a pre-whip, so we can do some proper racing and have some real battles and give this location, some more love and attention. But maybe right now, before we go into the afties too, like if we want to, or if we want to go into the afties as we're racing, I don't know. I'm going to shut my mouth up and pass, or not show. Shut my mouth up, pass the mic to the Fake Rizzle number 1. Tell us what to do. We're in your hands. And with that, I'll be signing off until next week, y'all. Peace.
Dude, am I in a veggie drawer? How am I sounding?
Yes.
Oh man, I need to eat more veggies. I'm getting fat. Fatty Rizzle. Maybe too much cheese. Oh man, this build is beautiful. Shout out to Snail. You can always tell how amazing a build is when the water is awesome. That was fun. I mean, Matt, I don't really know what to say, man. Whatever you want to do. You know, I don't do anything. Everything is low effort on my end. You know. I mean, well, actually, you know what? How about this? Let's just kick it to show. I'm ready to be yelled at, screamed, and berated and abused. But somehow this friendship has been maintained for like 5 years. I don't know how we do it. I don't know how we endure, but we just listen to the shit, or we just mute the hell out of him and then act like we listen to it anyway. Dragon A, if you want to kick it off, let me know. Or if not, if you don't want to, it's fine. Whatever, we can just,
motherfucker!
Wait, is this thing on?
Yeah! It's time for the FTs!
Hot takes, opinions, thoughts. Let's go!
Avastars. Before I talk about Avastars, I need to find a tweet unrelated to Avastars. Wait, what the fuck? Did I delete that shit? Where the fuck is it? Bitcoin Express. Where is it? Oh, damn it. Where's Elizabeth Warren? Who would have this tweet? There's a certain tweet that went around. I don't know if everyone saw it. Damn it. Normally I'm more professional, but I was suffering from some psychoses. For a moment there, I thought that I was Rizzle. Trying to find this damn thing. Where the fuck is it? I know who L is. There we go. Oh, even she didn't post it. Oh, here it is. Okay. We got it. Sorry, fam. I want you to see this. Click on my screen, and I want you to see this. Crypto, congratulations. You received an attendance award. You received a certificate of achievement. I thought it was a Bitcoin Express, Bitcoin Magazine. It said Elizabeth Warren decided to sign a certificate to honor Bitcoin creator Satoshi Nakamoto with a ceremonial flag flying. Americans are forever grateful. Why the fuck is Satoshi Nakamoto receiving a certificate of achievement, receiving a flag, and receiving a formal thank you from the United States of America, from Elizabeth Warren? Like, how fucking ridiculous does this have to be? On so many levels, this makes no sense. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just click on what I'm sharing. But it doesn't make any sense. Like, everyone thought that this was a troll. I want to break down the troll, though. The fact that you think that Satoshi can read this shit tells me one thing. The fact that you think that Satoshi is one person tells me another thing. The fact that that it's you signing this thing or thinking that this thing means anything at all tells me another thing. The fact that you're acquiescing to BlackRock and who else, and Grayscale and everybody else and MicroStrategies tells me a whole nother thing. It just goes on, and it's so sad. No wonder why this bitch was so against this shit. She don't know what the fuck is up or down or left or right. She don't know the Konami code. She don't know what the fuck is going on. She's signing shit. Thinking it means something. Like, you think this shit means anything? You think I said that Satoshi pulled out the lotion and candles and hot candle wax and was like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. You're hitting all the right spots, Elizabeth. You're hitting all the right spots. All right. I just wanted to share that, but I wanted to get to something else that was brought to my attention because I didn't know. Hey, if you're in the voice channel, you hear my voice, I want you to raise your hand with an emoji hand and tell me if you knew this. Did you know that Avastars as a project was sunsetted? Show of hands. Did you know that Avastars is a project? If you didn't mute me or walk away from your computer, but you're here, I appreciate the attendance and love, but I need a little interaction here. Did you know that as a project, Avastars was sunsetted? Please raise your hand. Give it a little time. Do you know what Avastars is? And that's a stupid question. So I didn't know. You know, and it's funny because last week I just said what I said, off the cuff, just because, But now that I know, I was pissed off right before the whip. I didn't know. I was pissed the hell off. I'm like, yelling in typos. Poor Nate. Poor Nate has to deal with my psychoses. He's a good friend, but I was more so frustrated for him and for everybody else who was associated with the project because, when I think about it, I'm like I have friends there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The typos are like crazy. Just pardon the typos. Just trust the stream of consciousness and trust the high level brain that's behind all of the strong keystrokes. But it made me think because it's one of my biggest losses in the space other than Artifact. It's one of my biggest, actionable losses. So unrealized losses would be, BAYC. But, that was a loss because I believed in a project like Avastars. So it's like a flip-flop, It's like the flip-flop. I didn't believe in Pudgy Penguins, but I believed in Artifact. I didn't believe in BAYC, but I believed in Avastars. Catch my drift? Sunset, thank you, Brookhawk. Pardon me, I'm just assuming that everybody knows our lingo, right? Sunset means to wind down services, to close, to end. It means it's over. But it's like, it gives like a positive note where it's like, all right, business services, like we set out what we achieved and now we are bringing it to a close. It's left to the community, so it's okay. But I just want to say though, before it being left to the community, this wasn't a project that was promoted as being something that would be left to a community. This was a crucial aspect to the body that was known as NFT 42. While the brain was token smart, the body was Avastars. Am I right or am I wrong? Originally. Then things got weird. Outlier Ventures came into the space, and Jim became a strange bedfellow. He became unrecognizable to some of us. I'm not talking shit about Jim, but this is just what it feels like. It's like I was led to believe that there would be some dope-ass sci-fi alien lore associated with the Avastar, which is why I spent hours scrolling that damn website 4 or 5 years ago looking for the perfect traits. And while the shit kept glitching, every time I would add it to my cart, I would try to save it to my cart. And if you remember this, you're OG if you remember this. You were on the website and you would find some shit. You're like, oh shit, this was just. So you mean every time I scroll and then there's like a little lag, that means that some brand new one was generated live in the moment. And then if you save it, you can go back and try to like buy it. But then if you scroll for too long and the shit resets or freezes, then you lose that generated one. So I spent all that time on that shit. Instead of me spending all that time on punks. I spent all that time on that while I was doing stupid bids on punks for the shit of it because I didn't believe. I would send like point one something bids when the shit was like well over 10 ETH just a stipe. It felt, I don't know, because it wasn't really the artwork either. The artwork was weird. The Milky and whatever the fuck, Majera, whatever the fuck that was. Like, I was under the impression that Josie was creating the second generation of artwork. And then when that shit stalled and then Josie reappeared about 4 or 5 months later saying, hey, there's this thing called Cyber Brokers. And it looked like what Avastars, the second generation, was supposed to look like in terms of style, forward thinking, the posing. It also vaguely low-key looked like one of my first crypto art pieces for my first collection that I created. But that's neither here nor there, and me and Josie never talked about that. I mean, it's not like we're close. I wanted to be close and be friends with Josie. We spoke before in the past. She DM'd me a free piece, you know, but I don't know what that's all about. But I mean, I don't mean to digress, but you assembled a team of dope ass people in that server, save for a few people that I didn't like from another server because they were aggressive and weird, and I don't know what the fuck that was about. But majority of the team that was there, I like them. So then when you do shit like hop on the train of another PFP project and say, oh, this is the future. And then you team up with famous collectors in space and you show the fuck out of it. And then like you create a marketplace that's supposed to be the draw is, oh, it's on-chain marketplaces, but the aesthetic is weak. So then I send you a DM. Not only that, no. I go into your server, I break down piece by piece why this marketplace is terrible, and then you flame the motherfucker who's in charge of it, and that dude is embarrassed. And then I DM the embarrassed dude. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, man, but you know, I'm just doing the shit that I do. I tend to just like Like I don't just offer up opinions, but me and Jim had a somewhat slight rapport there. So I was like, we can make this shit better. And then it becomes nameless, and then it's headed by the dude who runs another PFP project, but then he leaves after a couple of months. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is a bad taste in my mouth. You spend so much money on 3D asset bodies. They're not individualized bodies, but they're 3D asset bodies, and then you just leave it for whatever the fuck it is. It seems like we're finally out of the wind tunnel, but we're kind of like in this weird space right now where we're just waiting for shit to go up. Wouldn't this be the optimal time to like double back and put effort into this project to finally make it pop off? The project has been trickled down and trickled through so many hands that wouldn't it activate all of those people if you made a huge announcement, partnered up with some people, did something? Wouldn't that shit activate some old wallets and old people and get some juices flowing? It sounds like terrible business. Nameless was terrible business because look at the end result. Winding off Token Smart was terrible business. Outlier Ventures advising you to unwind Token Smart. Certain things are integral. That's not a thing that's generating income. It does. There's something called intangibles. Social cachet intangibles. They grease the wheels. They work hand in hand. Your army, your customer base is cultivated based on this thing. You keep that shit propped up because it greases the wheels and it provides income on the other products that are out there, that are under your wheelhouse, under your umbrella. It's integral to have believers in your. If NFT 42 was the religion, you need the believers to move and shake and to sell the word. Even if it's a fucked up, terrible religion that keeps you dumb and stupid as shit. I don't know, man. I was a lot more frustrated and pissed off before. I'm a little bit more chill. I just feel bad for my friends who were involved, man. I just feel bad. It don't make no sense. But obviously it don't make no sense because look at the whole fucking shit. The whole shit don't make no sense. It's not even like, you know. I don't know, man. I don't know. But all it means is it just makes space for some new shit to pop off. It just makes space. Thank you for moving out of the way, sir. Thank you for moving out of the way, because this next run, you know, hey, to each their own. To each their own. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the entire leadership team here at meme.com. Shout out to the WIP crew. You know I love each and every single one of you. WIP fam, I know you've been let down, you know, by Avastars. I am too. I didn't fucking know, man. I'm just like, shit, do I sell? I don't fucking know, man. But it's tough, you know, it's a loss. I wish I would have been into pixelated fucking bullshit like punks. Their own fucking leadership left. Them motherfuckers didn't even fucking believe in their own shit. How the fuck you expect me to believe? Them motherfuckers barely spoke. I was homies with Dave and Shuli. They didn't recommend, oh, hey, man, I think you should get it. All my homies who had punks, like, I wish that the way that I have shilled things and talked about things enthusiastically to my friends, it would have been enthusiastically explained to me. The motherfuckers who were punk holders who I had to explain NBA Top Shot to, but the fucking dickhead didn't even know about sports. But yeah, he didn't want to fucking explain like why he loved his own shit. This personal shit I'm sharing with y'all, man. Then the shit fucking moons out of nowhere. Then it doesn't moon. Then it gets gobbled up. The whole fucking floor got swept. And Avatar is there was just sat on the sidelines doing not a fucking damn thing. Well, not the team. Not the team. The leader. Talking about some fucking crypto kitties. You got Avastars. I have one of the rarest traits in crypto kitties. Sir, you created Avastars. You had one of the biggest whales arguing. All right, I'm gonna give this story too. I mean, I was gonna wait. We got like a minute and change. If you motherfuckers are still here, I'm gonna give this fucking little juicy story. This is what you're here for, right? For me to talk shit, or whatever, like without any PC, whatever this shit. I'm not. Look, there was a time where Avastars number 001, the first Avastars, and like between whatever the rarest Avastars, right, were owned by a very wealthy individual. Then there was a statistical report on the values of certain NFTs in the space. The value of those were it wasn't even it was a terrible write-up and read. The wealthy individuals tried to fight back and say, no, this is this. No, the value of this is this shit. This is valuable. And then the motherfuckers wrote the report. They're like, I guess. I mean, kind of. And it was like, what? It was like, huh? People were like, well, no, wait, dude, it's Avastars, man. The wealthy individual was like, no, man, this is fat. This is gonna be worth blah blah. Its founder is this. It's and then some time goes on, and the team is kicking ass. It's at no fault of the damn team. The team was kicking ass. The team well versed in the space. The team knowing how to deal with emotions and people manage and community manage and mental health manage. And it has nothing to do with them. The vision was lost. They used what vision was provided over time, and they had to keep providing it where it wasn't being provided by the person who created the vision in the first place. If you have all these statistical people who are in the space not seeing the vision of Avatar 01 and 0B having value, what do you think about the people who aren't as well versed? They didn't see the value because you weren't giving the value, explaining the value. No wonder why you're gonna leave people out to fucking dry. Hard ass fucking working people in this space. No wonder why you let them down. No wonder why fucking pixelated punks come out of nowhere and kick fucking ass. Then those motherfuckers leave, sell it to some dumbass motherfuckers with shitty fucking PFP artwork, and then they're trying to sell coolness while secretly like having subliminal messaging in the fucking artwork with some weird psychotic whatever the fuck they're into. I don't know whatever kinky weird shit they were into and they were trying to blanket the space with. Anyway, I'm at a loss for words. I felt sad. I'm frustrated. You can tell by the way I'm speaking about and what I'm talking about. But WIP fam, I love you all. Much love, and I'll see you later.